Travel photography comes in many different shapes and sizes, and getting better at travel photography often means getting better at many different types of photography. Sometimes it's high stakes adventure photography, sometimes it's food photography, sometimes it's just plain old cityscape and landscape photography. My name is Patrick Stapleton, for those of you who don't know me, sometimes known as Pat. I'm a photographer and content creator based in Germany, and on my channel I talk all things photo, video and travel. In this video, I'm going to share 5 travel photography tips that I think every photographer should know. Now, I was planning on making this video last week when I was in Barcelona, but unfortunately after multiple attempts at filming, it was just a bit of a disaster really, and I had to give up on it. So that should probably tell you that I also have plenty to learn about creating on the road, but these are just some simple things that I have learned over the years and that have helped me a lot, and hopefully can help you too. Before every journey, I try to do as much research as I can on the specific destination that I'm going to. I usually start by looking at popular sites and landmarks, and more specifically where they're located. But I also research some of the trickier things like transport. How will I get around the city? Do I need a car or can I use public transport? Things like the local food and drink. What's the weather going to be like there? Is the city famous for anything specific? For example, Barcelona, where I was last week, is very famous for its architecture, so I wanted to try and get as many photos as I can to try and tell the story of that specific thing. Use the internet to help you here as well. I use simple note-taking apps like Apple Notes to help me, but you can also use things like Evernote. Basically anything that allows you to access the notes quickly when you're on the road. Tip number 2 is a difficult one. I know this can be really hard when you're on your holidays or when you're traveling, but getting up early is sometimes the best way to get great travel photos. Not only is it the best time of the day for light, you often get that beautiful sunrise light, which for some reason always seems to be even better than sunset light. But another and maybe more important reason for this is getting up early is a great way to avoid large crowds. At many popular tourist destinations in particular, it's much less busy early in the morning. Especially at more popular destinations, times like sunset can be absolutely crazy. So getting up early will help you avoid crazy crowds, which gives you more energy and more time to yourself to enjoy and take better photos. Often when we travel, our time and energy is very precious. Walking through busy cities or for long periods during the day can take it out of us. So we usually don't want to be spending too much of that time or energy handling loads of different gear. And for this reason, I always favor using a versatile lens if you can. Something that can capture a broad range of photographs while you're on the go, so you don't have to be stopping and changing lenses and spending too much time doing this. And as most people know, in busy cities, this is especially not ideal. My go-to focal length for travel photography is my 24-70, just because it captures such a wide range and it's pretty much useful for everything that I want. But of course, sometimes you don't want to just bring one lens. So when you are thinking of your other gear, not just lenses and cameras, but accessories and things like that too, I try to keep it as light as possible. Like for example, another lens I like to bring is this cheap little 50mm Nikon lens here, because it's so light and it's a great focal length and it's a super nice lens. So it's perfect for travel photography. It's just so nice to keep your gear to a minimum so you don't end up with a sore back from carrying around a heavy backpack full of gear at the end of the day. I think this is one that many photographers enjoy in general, not just for travel photography, but I always recommend on your trips, take some time to shoot alone. One of the most enjoyable experiences of any trip for me is when I just take an hour or two to go and explore a new destination, just me and my camera. I find it very peaceful and that it really forces me to connect with my new area. I know this can be difficult if you're traveling with family and friends, but if you can, try and take some time for yourself. I actually also like to do it without any music or headphones. This is a very personal preference for me, but I find that really listening and focusing on my surroundings really helps me to connect and also to stay present, almost like a form of meditation. One note on this point though is cameras can draw a lot of unwanted attention. So of course, use your common sense and stay safe when you're out and about shooting on your own. Taking the time to shoot on your own is important, but so is capturing those moments with the people you're traveling with. These are often the moments that you'll cherish the most after your trip is over. Look for those tiny little everyday moments that really fill the gaps in the story of your trip. Smiles, laughing, moments of happiness, moments of sadness, that half hour you spend randomly skating in the park, the unplanned things. These are the things that really tell the story of travel. The spontaneous moments that only happen once and only happen out of the blue. Some of my favorite photos down through the years have been photos from moments like this. And they don't even have to be anything fancy. Sometimes they're the ones on the tiny little camera in your pocket from a point and shoot or even your phone. I find that these are the photos that you end up remembering the most. Travel can be very stressful and hectic at times. And as a result, travel photography is difficult. It takes a lot of practice, but with every trip, your photos are going to get better and better. These simple things are the tips that I wish I knew when I started out, so hopefully they helped you a little bit too. But I have one final tip for you to remember, and that's to always remember to have fun. Go and experience new cultures, new destinations, new foods, and enjoy it. Don't let a bad photo or a bad sunset session get you down. And take some time to put your camera down as well, and enjoy all those little moments with the people that you're traveling with. These moments in themselves are something that we all learn from. Make some new memories and soak up some new experiences. So yeah, those are my tips, but as I mentioned at the start of the video, I'm also still learning a lot. So if you have anything that you think you'd like to add, I'm always looking to learn new ways to travel and to see how other people travel, and also how to create content on the road. So go ahead and leave a comment if you have any tips you can share. You never know who you might be able to help, hopefully me. Thank you very much for watching. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe. All of those YouTube things, I really appreciate it. And I'll have another video up soon. Until then, have a nice weekend.